Hi there, this is Teacher Scott here with a video for my students. I want to show you all a great app which you can use for studying vocabulary and reviewing lesson content. When I was studying Chinese seriously, I used to use this app every day. It isn't the most fun thing you can do to study your English, but if you do use it every day, you will find that it is one of the most effective things that you can do. Okay, and this is the app. It's called Anki. Okay, now I'm going to rather than talk about this app, I will show you what it is, and I will talk about why it is so helpful at the same time. In my online lessons, I help my students to record new example sentences, words, and phrases for things they want to say in English. You can see that here. I've got an example sentence, something that my student wanted to say, or I thought they wanted to say, and I have written that down in this lesson document. Okay. I also help students to correct their mistakes and to speak correctly. So, for example, one of my students said to me, "A girl look the book." But what he meant was, a girl is reading a book. Look the book is kind of like a direct translation from Chinese. In Chinese, you might say, "A girl look the book." But in English, this sounds strange, because if you say, "look at a book," it means like you're looking at its cover. You're not actually reading the book. So he said the first sentence because it makes sense in Chinese. I corrected him and I wrote the correct sentence here. For this, to do this, I use a simple table which we can both edit together during our lessons. After the class, I ask my students to translate the sentences I have written for them. You can see that here. The student has translated all of the sentences that I wrote for him in blue. The black translations are mine because I wanted to show him exactly what to do. But he's translated the sentences in blue. These sentences are very valuable to my students because they don't come from textbooks or another study resource like a website. Usually these things are sentences that my students want to say and to express themselves, and the topics that my students want to talk about. So it's much more practical and useful in their real lives than anything they could find in a textbook. So if my students can learn this language well, it will be very helpful to them, much more helpful than something that they can find on the internet. The problem is, how do we review this language? How do we review this language effectively so that we can remember it when we need it? Let me show you how with this cool app called Anki. Okay, so this is Anki, and I'll just open it up and show you what it is. Now, what you need to do is when you download the program, you need to first add a new deck. Okay, I click add. No, I click here, create deck. And then I give it a name and click OK. Now, this one, Model Student Deck, is the one I have created to show you how to use this program properly. This program allows me to create flashcards so that I can study words or phrases that I have learned. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open both of these programs side by side. Now, Anki doesn't have any flashcards in it. So what I need to do is I need to click add, and I can add in a flashcard. On the front, I can put in a Chinese word, and on the back, or a Chinese sentence, and on the back I can put in an English word or an English sentence. I say Chinese sentence, but it can be any language. It can be as long as it's your mother language, or even in English, for example, a dictionary definition, something that you can understand that will help you remember the word. So, for example, what I will do is I will take this student sentence, the Chinese sentence, and it says 我不确定我在干嘛. What it means is just the same as my English sentence. Okay, so and I copy that one and I put that on the back. Very easy. Add. Okay, good. Now, over here I've got some more. I'm good at playing video games. We've got the Chinese meaning, which my student translated by himself. And then over here I've got the English meaning, and I put that on the back of the card. I click add. Once again, I have another one. I'm not good at writing. 我不善于写作. I put that on the front. And then I put the English translation on the back. Add. I'm not good at housework. 我不善于做家事. Put that there. And I put the I can put both sentences because really they mean the same thing. I'm not good at something, or I'm bad at doing something. Add. If my English is going to improve, I need to work on it. I take the sentence. 如果我的英文要进步，我需要练习英文，我需要练习它。Okay. And let's have another one. 我想要练习全部, which just means the same as the next one. In here, I want to work on all. I want or need to work on all of them. So my student here was talking about, I want to work on all the grammar. I want to work on all the parts of English. We'll get some more sentences. 我听不清楚你的声音 means I can't hear you clearly. And this was because we were in the middle of a Skype call, and he couldn't really clear me because the quality of the call was not very good. Here's another helpful sentence. How do you pronounce this word? How do you say this word? And in Chinese you would translate it as 这个词要怎么读? Okay, we'll add that one. Okay, 当时在澳洲的时候，当时在澳洲，我只会使用单字对谈，我用单字沟通。Okay, and we'll put that one in there. This is probably almost enough. He said this: when I was in Australia, I used to communicate only in single words. Okay, and this will be the last one. In the future, I want to be able to communicate in whole sentences. Okay, good. Okay, so that's enough. We won't put in too many. I just want to show you how easy it is to add everything. I get rid of this. I don't want to add any more. And now I have 10 new phrases or words in my student deck. So I'm going to study them. Now, let's see, options. Let's see. I just want to make it a bit bigger. Tools, preferences. Can I make it bigger? No, it doesn't matter really. I think you can read it anyway, depending on not if your language is Chinese. So what we do now is we look at the sentence. Now, this is the Chinese sentence, but it could easily be a sentence in any language. 我不确定我在干嘛. Okay, and what we need to do now is we need to think about how we can say this sentence in English, and we want to remember the correct English sentence. So I think it was, I'm not sure what he is doing. Okay, now I click the show answer button and I see I'm not sure what he is doing. Okay, great. My answer was completely correct. Now I have a choice. What I can do is, maybe I thought that I didn't really know the answer or I got it wrong. If that's true, I click again in 1 minute. So that means I will get another chance to review it very soon. If I thought I did okay, I understand it, but I don't understand it very, very well, I can see it again in 10 minutes. Or if I thought, no, I don't need to review this now, I understand it completely, I can say the sentence very easily, then I can click on easy and I will see it again in 4 days after now. All right, so I'll click that one. The next sentence, 我善于玩游戏. This one is, I'm good at playing video games. Good. And that one was pretty easy, so I can click good. 我不善于写作. This one means I'm not good at writing. And I'm correct, so that one is good. 我不善于做家事. Now, let me think. I'm not very good at doing homework. I'm not very good at doing homework. Now look. I'm not good at housework. That's right. Housework and homework are different. Housework is vacuuming, doing the dishes, washing clothes. But homework is the things that you get, the work you do at home for school. So I actually didn't get this one right. I want to see that one again in 1 minute because I didn't do a very good job. Now you can see this sentence, 我不确定我在干嘛, this was a sentence that we had at the very start. And it's come back again because I clicked 1 minute. So I saw it again very quickly. Let's have a check. I'm not sure what he's doing. Good. Okay. I remember that one, so I can click good. 如果英文要进步，我需要练习英文. So this sentence, let me think. I think it was, if I want my English to improve, I need to work on it. Good. Okay, I got that correct. And what I can do is, maybe I understood how to say it in English, but I couldn't say it very quickly or I couldn't say it very easily. So I can keep practicing. If my English is going to improve, I need to work on it. If my English is going to improve, I need to work on it. If my English is going to improve, I need to work on it. Okay. And I'll see that again. 我不善于做家事. Now, I remember this one from before. This one was one I didn't get right. And I need to think about it. Okay. I'm not very good at doing 家事. Was it housework or homework? No, homework is what your teacher gives you. 家事 is what you do in your house. So, because I reviewed it again very quickly, I have a chance to make sure that I get it correct this time. Okay, and that one is correct. So now I'll click good instead of 1 minute because this time I got it right. Okay, 我想要练习全部. This one means I want to work on all of them. I want to work on all of them. Show answer. Correct. Okay, that one was very easy. So maybe I don't need to see it for another 4 days. 我听不清楚你的声音. This one in English was, I can't hear you clearly. Or I can't hear you clearly. Let's check. Perfect. 这个词要怎么读? How do you pronounce this word? Correct. 当时在澳洲，我只会使用单字对谈，单字沟通。When I was in Australia, I could only use single word sentences, or I could only use single words to communicate. In Australia, when I speak English, I only use single word sentences, single word sentence, or single words to communicate. Now let me check that one. This one's maybe not completely correct, so I can go down here and I can edit it. I forgot an S. I only use single word sentences, or single words to communicate. Okay, good. Now that one's good. 在未来，我想要使用完整的句子对谈。In the future, I would like to be able to communicate using complete sentences. In the future, I want to be able to communicate in whole sentences. Now, my sentence wasn't exactly the same, but it was pretty close. I'm pretty confident that my sentence wasn't wrong. It's just that it was a little bit different from this. Okay, so I'll click good. 如果英文要进步，我需要练习英文。If I want my English to improve, I need to work on it. Good. Okay, 我善于玩游戏。Okay, now before I click the answer, I need to think about how to say it in English. Not after I click the answer, I need to test my memory. So that is, I'm good at playing video games. Good. Now, because this is the second time I've seen it, I will see it again in one day. So that means I won't have to review it again today, but I have to review it again tomorrow. Now this one, 我不确定他在干嘛. I'm not sure what he's doing. 我不善于写作. I'm not good at writing. 这个词要怎么读？要怎么读？How do you pronounce this word? 我不善于做家事. I'm not good at doing housework. 当时在澳洲，我就会使用单字对谈. When I was in Australia, I could only use single words to communicate. I could only use single word sentences. Yep. 我听不清楚你的声音. I can't hear you clearly. 在未来，我想要使用完整的句子对谈. In the future, I want to be able to use whole sentences to communicate. Whole sentences, complete sentences. I want to be able to communicate in whole sentences. Yeah, my sentence is pretty much the same. I know that my sentence is not wrong. Okay, so we're finished. We've finished reviewing all of the words from my that I've added. Now, that's for today, but all of those words are going to come tomorrow as well. Now, the good thing about Anki is that it will show you, it will review the words only when you need to review them. Hang on, no, that's not what I want. I want to show you exactly what it would do. Okay, there we go. So, this is how Anki can work. Here's what happens. You study 10 minutes after class. What happens? You've learned it before, and you slowly start to forget it. Okay, but what happens is you slowly start to forget, and then after a month, you've almost completely forgotten it. But, however, if you get to here and you start to forget, and then you review it again, your memory will be strengthened, and you will forget less and less slowly. Slower and slower. So, we review maybe 10 minutes, and then 1 day, and then 1 week, and then 1 month. And the reviews get further and further spaced apart. So this means we don't have to review the same words every day, which is great when we've added a lot of words to our study pack. So basically what I want to say is This program, it's not the most fun, but it is a very convenient and easy way to study. Once you have used it, I can synchronize this with the internet, and then this can synchronize to my phone if I log in with my account. Now, I can study these sentences when I'm on the train, when I'm on the bus, when I'm waiting in a line. Anytime I'm bored, and instead of looking on Facebook on my phone, I can be studying English and remembering the old sentences that I've used. And I think that this is very, very helpful. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I hope you find this useful, because this is really a great program, and if you use it every day and add your new sentences that you study into it every day, you're going to improve your English very, very quickly. Okay, thank you very much, and goodbye for now.